Hey everyone, how you doing today? This is your boy, the one and only H to the E to the N to the RY. And I'm back again on day 3 talking to you about 7 things that you need to avoid on your journey to wellness and longevity. Now, I know yesterday I talked a lot about whole wheat bread, and some of us have a lot of reservations about it. I know, because it's been our staple food, like I said. And to just ask you to throw it away, it's going to be very difficult because wheat bread is the reason you got out of white bread. But understand that this is just variations of the same thing. White, wheat, rye, pumpernickel, barley, whatever it is. It's all variations of the same thing. Now, some are better than the others, but when you're just not sure or clear, and to help you, stay better when you can, just do away with the thing altogether. And that's just what I advise you. Now, that doesn't mean that once in a while, you can't have a sandwich or a toast, but that shouldn't be a reality because I know we eat it a lot. That's for me. I know that once in a while I just might, have a slice of toast here or there, but not like you're sitting into the store buying bread. Nah. What's what I'm trying to say, because its downside far outweighs its benefit or taste or whatever it is you get from it. So do your best and leave the boy alone, okay? This is day 3, and let us find out the culprit on the 7 things that you need to avoid. By the way, what award are you watching right now? I don't know when this is going to be airing, but but at the time of this recording, I know we're going to be having the Grammys in a week or so. I know we're going to be having the Oscars about 2 weeks later, but I don't know. But I'm having my own award tonight. Culprit number 3 is not here because we keep it in the fridge. Let's go there. And the third culprit on the 7 things you need to avoid on your journey to wellness and longevity is soy. This guy, he bad. Like, he bad. You gotta leave this guy all alone, man. Just forget about him. He's a bad guy. And it's so funny how that it was sold to us as a form of protein, and a lot of us, just switched from the regular lactose milk and went straight to soy milk and began to guzzle down this thing. But really, it's so bad, and it's everywhere in our society today, especially for those of you who do a lot of processed food. It's really not good at all for us, and I see it affect even kids. I'm seeing them develop. You know what? Let's get right into this. 5 things why you should avoid soy at all costs. Number 1, soy is the largest plant source of phytoestrogens. Now, this is very interesting. I'm going to tell us something, about estrogens. For many of us who want to lose weight, what we're seeing is not just an excess of fat in our body, but the whole fat that we see is more or less an expression of hormonal activities on the inside of us, be it insulin or estrogens, as we're talking about right now. And what you're trying to do is to regulate the activities of these hormones in your body, because that's what's eventually going to regulate even your weight. That's the truth. Now, estrogen is a hormone, and it's a very good one. It's found mainly, but not only, in women, and it's responsible for many of the reproductive activities in women. It does matter reproduction. It also helps in bone health and some cell reproduction and all of that, and very good. But what we don't want is to see an estrogen dominance, and that's either as a result of an excess amount of estrogen or a deficiency in estrogen in the women. We don't want to see a lot of it, because that begins to create a whole lot of trouble in us when estrogen is dominant. And what soy does is that it is rich in phytoestrogens. Now, these phytoestrogens mimic the activities of estrogens in our body. They're not estrogens, but they just mimic it. And what your body begins to assume is that, wow, you have excess estrogens. And when it thinks that way, it begins to create containers. Pretty much, I'm trying to explain in a layman term. It creates containers to store these excess estrogens that you really don't need in your body. And these containers is what eventually we get to call tumors, for real. Fibroids. Many of these are a result of such activities in your body. And this guy right here is a culprit of such activities. He contributes, I'm not saying he's the only one, but he contributes largely to such things occurring in in a lot of women and even in men. I see a lot of guys with man boobs. I mean, I don't want to see it on you, guy. I love it on women, my wife. But truth is, it's good there. But you know, when you have a whole lot of estrogen dominance, even in men, you begin to find yourself, and not just that, find fats in the wrong places. But avoid this guy totally, and and this also leads to not just fibroids or tumors, even things like cancers really have been directly linked to excess estrogens or activities of phytoestrogens in the body, which is largely gotten from this guy right here. Number two, soy also contains phytates, like I talked about in wheat bread, whole wheat bread. It also contains phytates, and phytates actually hinders the absorption of many kind of minerals in your body. That's really bad. So you imagine you're getting minerals from some other parts, some other food diet, and you're taking in soy. Soy just stops and blocks the uptake of these nutrients because it contains phytates. And then three, it contains tripsin inhibitors. Now, this is quite funny because soy is parodied to be a protein. Really, it is. But then it prevents and inhibits the absorption of proteins. Now, let me explain. Tripsins are enzymes. And what these enzymes do is that they facilitate the breaking down of amino acids, which is gotten from protein. Now, amino acids, this just can't be absorbed into the body like that. So we need these tripsins, which are enzymes, to break them down into compounds that can be absorbed by the body. But soy contains trypsin inhibitors, which inhibits or stops these enzymes from performing the activities on amino acids. So every protein that you take really at the end of the day becomes very useless to you because it can't be absorbed by the body. And what good is it if it can be absorbed by the body? And it can't be absorbed because it's been inhibited by trypsin inhibitors found largely in soy. I hope I broke that down a little bit. This guy is also rich in goitrogenes. And this, like the name implies, this really affects your thyroid glands. And goiters, I mean, is found in thyroid gland. And when you have an excess of goitrogen in your body, it causes a whole lot of trouble right there in the thyroid. And now, soy is not the only thing that is rich in goitrogens, because do I use the word rich? Or that has an excess amount of goitrogens in it. Even things like broccoli, yeah, broccoli does have excess, is also rich in goitrogens. But when you look at broccoli, for instance, broccoli has a whole lot of benefits that far outweighs the fact that it has goitrogens, which is bad. And the fact that certain food has goitrogens doesn't mean that you should just totally avoid them, because you have to look at the whole balance. But then also you shouldn't eat a lot of it. Yeah, even though I know broccoli is like one of the king of greens and veggies, but it's not something you should eat very frequently. But then again, there are a lot of other things that you can do to help make it a lot better for you to consume, like just cooking it a little bit, even if it's for just a minute or so. But for something like soy, yes, it has goitrogens, and then every other thing that it has makes it totally bad. Not even a good side. Don't even go there at all. Yeah, and that, can lead to some thyroid diseases and even some thyroid cancers. Shout out to a lot of friends out there who's got this kind of cancer before. Love to you, man. And I'm not playing down on that, but you know that, and I'm not saying disgusted, but it's something to avoid really for everyone out there, totally. And number 5, soy has been directly linked to infertility in a lot of people, women and men alike. It is one culprit that is going to affect your fertility. Very, very true. And that's because of its activities, like I explained initially, with estrogens and phytoestrogens, the whole thing. Yeah, it also affects everyone. It's been said, research has said that taking a glass of soy milk, just an 8-ounce glass, is equivalent to taking a dose of birth control pills. leave that guy altogether alone. Now guys, for this, you really do not need faith. You just do what it is you have to do. And I hope I've been able to make this a little clear to you, not just telling you to avoid it, but telling you why I think you need to avoid it. And, alternatively, because I think I should give you an alternative. Alternatively, you want to do things like coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk. These are a lot more less harmful. I wouldn't advise you to go back to lactose, but just do many other. Those are substitutes that are going to be better for you. And when you're doing them, try to do a little bit of unsweetened ones. Get familiar with it, and even for kids too. Yeah, give them almond milk or coconut milk. And this guy, just forget about him. I hope that has helped you. I hope you've learned something from this very short video. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the 4th thing I think you need to avoid on your journey to wellness and longevity. And I need you to go out there and be the best that you can be. A good mother, great father, teacher, student, inventor, whatever it is. Go out there and be the best. My name is Henry, and I'll be back again tomorrow.